Right, so we are dividing greater numbers. Go ahead.
A large city has a total of 22,500 students that ride a bus to school. There are 75 different schools within the city. How many students are dropped off at each school? If an equal number of students are dropped off at each school.
Okay, so what are they asking us? First, we have to interpret the problem. What do we know and what are they asking us?
We know that there's
22,500
students.
Yeah, who ride the bus?
A school bus.
And they get dropped off at how many different schools?
75 schools.
At 75 schools. So we need to know how many students are dropped off at each school if it's an equal number. Remember, when we divide, we are creating groups, okay? So let's go ahead and, because this is such a huge number, 22,500 students, we are going to estimate, to find an estimation for our problem before we solve it, okay? So we're going to let S represent the number of students dropped off at each school. And let's write our equation, okay? So I am going to grab my pen. So go ahead and make sure you guys grab your pencils. And let's go ahead and estimate. So I have, you know what? Before we do that, let's write our number in here. Sorry. So let's write our equation. For this one, since our numbers are we don't really have to estimate because look, our numbers are pretty compatible. Divided by 75. So let's try it, okay? Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to try it. 75 is a pretty easy number to work with, and I'll show you guys why, okay? So it says place the first digit, okay? So let's go ahead and try it. Can 75 go into 2?
No.
What about 22?
No.
Oh, I thought I was going to get it. What about 225? How about that?
Yes. Maybe? Yes.
It can, but now we need to play with numbers. Remember yesterday we played with numbers? And we need to see how many times. So how many times do you think 75 can go into 225?
3.
3 times. Let's try it. Let's try 75 times 3. Okay? So, what is 3 times 5?
15.
15. And 7 times 3?
21.
Plus 1 more?
22.
22. Hey, look, ooh, that is not a 2. Okay? Look, we're spot on. We got 225. Look, that's our number. So I can divide 3 times. So I'm going to write my 3 up here. And I know my next step is to multiply. So when I multiply 75 times 3, I get 225. And my next step is to subtract. Okay? That's a 5, not an 8. I know it looks like an 8. So what is 225 minus 225?
0.
0. Right. Okay. So let's go ahead and bring down our next number. And we know our next number is what?
0.
0. So this is going to be our new number. So we have to see how many times can 75 go into 0. What do you guys think?
0.
0 times, right? It's not possible. So we're going to put our 0 up here. So we divided. Now we need to multiply. 75 times 0 is?
70. 0.
0, right? Anything times 0 is always 0. So let's subtract our zeros. So 0 minus 0 is?
0.
0. But look, I'm not done yet. Even though I got 0, there's still another 0. Do you guys see it? That I haven't used yet. So we're going to bring down the 0.
Down.
And what is my new number?
0.
0. So once again, I still have to see. How many times can 75 go into 0?
0.
0 times. So now that I divided, now I need to multiply again. 75 times 0 is?
0.
0. And now I need to subtract. 0 minus 0 is?
0.
That's a lot of zeros. But look, is there another number to bring down?
No. No.
No. So what is my quotient?
300.
300. So there will be 300 students that are dropped off at each school. And let's go ahead and fill that out. So 300 down here. So 22,500 divided by 75 is 300. So since S equals 300, 300 students are dropped off at each school. And that is how you divide greater numbers. Same steps that we've been doing all along, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would somebody like to read our second example?
Can I read?
Yes, you can.
Estimate the quotient of 46,534 and 152. Then divide a 36 a reasonable quotient. Explain.
Okay. So this is asking us two things. Just like the first one that I had said, we can find a reasonable answer by estimating first, and then we need to divide. So let's go ahead and estimate. Let me grab my pen. Okay. So it says estimate 45,000 divided by 150. How can I do that?
We could bring down a 0.
Yeah, whatever we do to one side, we must do that to the other side, right? So now I have the number 15, and I'm just going to focus on the number 15 and the number 45. So how many times can 15 go into 45? We might have to play with numbers. I'm going to write them here on the side. 15 times, which number do you guys want to use to get to 45?
5.
Okay, let's try 5. So what's 5 times 5?
20.
Are you sure 20? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
25.
25. And now 5 times 1?
5.
Plus 2 more?
7.
7. Is this number too big for 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try 3. Okay? Let's see if 3 works. 15 times 3. Okay. Can you guys help me with this?
Yeah. That's 2. How much can 5 go into 3?
Well, we're multiplying right now.
15.
So 5 times 3, right? Is 15. Good. And 3 times 1?
3.
Plus one more?
4.
45. Hey, look, does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put my 3. And how many zeros did I have left? I had 1 and 2 that were not crossed off, so I'm going to put So when I divide 45,000 divided by 150, I get 300. So let's go ahead and solve this. But look, this is different. Now, we don't have only two numbers. We have three numbers. You see that? I have 1, 5, 2. Okay? Same thing. Do not get frightened. So let's go ahead and see. Can 152 go into 4?
No.
What about 46? No. What about 465? Is that possible?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because I know that this number is smaller than this number. So we have to see how many times can 152 go into 465. Well, if I look up here, I had said that 3 times would be good for to get to 45. So why don't we try 152 times 3? Are you guys ready for that? Let's just see. How close can we get? Maybe this number passes it. We'll find out. So what is 3 times 2?
6.
6. 5 times 3?
15.
15, thank you. And 3 times 1?
3.
Plus 1 more?
4.
4. Hey, we got pretty close. Look, we got 456. I think that will work. So how many times can I divide by?
3.
3. So now let's go ahead and multiply. We got our multiplicate. We've already done that on the side, so I'm going to just move it over. 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and subtract. And let me know, what do I have to do?
You have to regroup.
I do. Why do I need to do that?
Because 5 is lower than 6.
Right, it's a smaller number. So I need to borrow from my 6. My 6 turns into a
5.
And my 5 turns into a
15.
15. Now, is it possible? 15 minus 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do I get when I subtract 15 minus 6?
9.
9, good. Okay. 5 minus 5 is nothing. 4 minus 4 is still nothing. So I'm not going to worry about bringing any numbers down. So now I have a 9, but now I need to bring down my 3. Do you guys see that? So my new number is 93, okay? But I had to see how many times can 152 go into 93?
0.
0, right? This number's too big for this number, so I'm going to put my 0 up here. And let's multiply 152 times 0.
0.
0, nothing. So let's go ahead and subtract 93 minus 0.
0.
Well, 93 minus 0, I have to bring my 93 down, right?
Yeah.
I have to bring down my 93. But I'm not done. I need to bring down my 4. So my new number is 934. So we said that 152 can be divided by 6. Let's go ahead and put a 6. So we said 152 times 6 is 912. 9, 1, 12. So my final step would be to subtract. So let's go ahead and subtract that. 4 minus 2.
2.
And 3 minus 1.
2.
2. So we got a remainder of 22.